Hey guys, so today I thought it'd be fun to kind of do like a rundown of all of my different notebooks that I'm currently using and what I use them for and things like that. I've got quite a few, as you can see. Getting them together for this video made me go, oh, I have more notebooks than I thought I did that I work in. But for the most part, they're all used for like different things. So I'm excited to show you what I use them for. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my traveler's notebooks, just because they're the most versatile, and even though you can put as many inserts and different inserts in them, I still have 4 of them. This is the only traveler's notebook I have that is officially a traveler's notebook. I got this one maybe a year ago now. Well, over a year ago. I got it January last year, I believe, in 2022. And this one was my main notebook for a very long time. But then I found that I like, just for like my daily everything go-to, that I like the passport size a little bit more. And this isn't a traveler's notebook cover. It is actually a field notes cover that I bought off of Etsy from Mammoth Leather Goods. I'll put a link to them in the description if you're interested in getting one like this. It's just kind of a simple, it's got pockets here, and then it actually came with this, which I wasn't expecting, which is really nice. But basically that's all it was when I got it, and then I added the holes in the string in it to turn it into a passport traveler's notebook, as well as just like a field note kind of thing. I guess I'll start with the one I use daily right now, which is this one. I've got some hot cash in here that I can't use for a little while, obviously, but I've got my, let's see, I'm gonna slide that in here actually. I've got my clear cover. It's got information for one of the parks I've been to, which it's a little bare bones right now, but I'm still just trying to flesh out how I like to have it set up. So this, I've got the clear cover around my little green insert here. I really like grid paper a lot. For a while I was totally like dot grid gang, but it turns out I really like just good old-fashioned regular grid like a lot. So I decorated this one real cute. This is kind of my, I would like to say, my daily log. I try to write in here as often as possible. Some days I forget, or some days there's just not a lot going on. But it's kind of like a scrapbook kind of thing. I've put some like tea bag wrappers in here. I write a little bit about something if something happened that day. This is just, I really like Stu, and I've watched Scream a lot lately. So I made a little page for Stu in here. Notes from my mom, drawings, things like that. And then I made this little, like, it's supposed to be like the craft folders you can get for traveler's notebooks. It's looking a little messy right now because, again, I'm still just trying to figure out how I want to have my setup right now. But I made this one and I decorated it, and I popped it in here on the other side of my little string here, and I used some elastic I got at Michael's a long time ago. This is the field book that came with this cover that I bought off of Etsy, and I mostly just use it for if something pops into my head and I want to write it down, then that's what I'll do. Lists and things that I need to remember, brainstorming things that don't necessarily fit in a log like this, but I still want to write it down. And then it keeps it all small and compact and in a good size for me to kind of just take everywhere. Also, I'm going to probably add an elastic in here. It'll be hard to put it in the back, kind of like how Traveler's Notebook does, so I'll probably end up having to put it here. But I probably will add an elastic to this later on. And then moving on to my big precious regular size Traveler's Notebook. I decorated this super cute. I have my compass. I found this at Pop Shelf, I believe, for like $3, and it just stuck right on like a sticker. It's very cute. Some amethyst. And then I added a little tiny little mushroom down at the very bottom of the bookmark. So opening it up, I have another one of the craft replicas that I keep just random scraps of paper in. I've got a stencil, one of these pockets here in the front, and this is kind of the big meat of my travels. I'm very fortunate enough to where I get to go on at least 1 or 2 trips a year for the past few years, which I feel very lucky about, because for a very long time that was not the case, and I just feel very fortunate that I can go on trips a lot now. So this one started out as mostly a creative journal, and then I decided to focus more on things like big days out and trips and things like that. So this is a city not very far at all from where we live. It's about a 20-minute drive, but it was a big fun day that we had planned specifically to do the fun things, so I journaled about it. When we went to see Violent Night, me and my sibling, that was a lot of fun. And then this was a trip that I took in, I think this was one I took in January, yes. I flew down to Orlando in January to see my boyfriend, and we watched Puss in Boots, and we went to Universal, and it was a lot of fun. Sometimes I'll just randomly scrapbook things, and sometimes I'll like make it look very nice. There's always an in-between on whether I'm just gonna slap stuff on the page or if I'm gonna try my hardest to make it look pretty nice. This is the day I got my ears pierced. Yes, I did it at Claire's. Probably shouldn't have done that, but if I didn't pierce my ears impulsively, I wouldn't have done it at all. Bowling day, to just a day out on the town again, and this was a convention that we went to in February. Some more fun days out, and then we went to Boston for my birthday this past month, which was incredible, and I'm still kind of in shock that I got to even go. And it was cool that I got to plan it and do it all on my own, and I got to take my mom, which was very cool. I'll probably do a more in-depth flip through of all this in another video, along with kind of some clips that I got from Boston while we were there. So then I have another clear thing. This one has a little bit more stuff in it just because I've had this one for longer. I stapled this side so it was like 3 more little card pockets. Polaroids, washi tapes on PVC cards, and then because this was my main daily kind of journal for a long time, I do have a calendar in here, which I still use, but just not as often as I'll use one that I'll show you in a little bit. Another poster, another, what is this called? Clear pocket thing, and I also have stickers and a pencil board. Which I wish I had known that I was gonna end up liking passport size a little more, or I would have got this other pencil board this year for my other notebooks. So, like as I was saying, there is a planner in here, but I don't use it quite as often now because I'm mostly in this one. So I just found it's not quite the right size, but it's small enough that it can kind of just slide in and go. I found it at Walmart for like $1.18, put a sticker on it. It's strawberry themed. I made my first spread dinosaurs, and it goes all the way until 2025, which I thought was really nice. So as long as I don't tear it to pieces, I think we're gonna be good to go. This sticker is from an artist that I really, really like. Her name's Colette, and she's with Fogbarrow, and it's 3 different girlies, and they do a bunch of really cool art, and I'm gonna link their Etsy shop down below because I just think it's definitely worth a check. Like, check them out for sure. And if you hear snoring in the background, my dog is sleeping on my bed and I don't want to wake him up. Okay, so this one, I know she looks a little rough, but there's a reason behind it. I made this cover myself. It was my first time trying anything with leather, which it's just a piece of leather cut out with some holes in it, which isn't really a big feat, but that is why she looks like that. And this one was my daily carry for a long time until I decided to buy the other one. So now It's mostly just like ideas I have for YouTube or like a blog or things like that, and an expense tracker as well that I try to keep up with. These two inserts I also made myself and decorated myself. But yeah, and I use the little tabs you can get in the yearly traveler's notebook things when you buy the calendars and stuff. Is it the calendars? When you buy one of them, you get the little tabs and stuff, and that's what I'm using in my finance tracker right now. So this one doesn't have a lot in it, but it's still pretty important to me. And this last one, this was the very first traveler's notebook style notebook that I got. It's definitely not the correct size. I got it off of Amazon for like $10, I think. It's a little smaller, which is fine. And I use this one for language learning. And yes, these are Hetalia stickers. Please don't judge me. It holds a very much a death grip on the nostalgia section on my heart. And I'm doing pretty bad lately about learning different languages, but I try really hard to keep up with it. I fell off for a little while after a pretty bad depressive episode, so I'm hoping soon I can get back into it. Alright, moving into the more standard traditional type of notebooks. This one, I got the idea off of somebody on TikTok, and I will put the username here if I can find who it was, but they called it a crow journal, and it's where you put things that, you know what, I'll just show you. Clippings from different papers that you don't want to throw away, tags from things, stickers you don't see yourself using any other time. I also cut up cards in here from like birthday cards and Christmas cards, stickers, little notes, tags from things again, parts of brochures, just any little thing like that that I can't really find another spot for, but but I want to put somewhere. These are stickers from a sticker pack I bought, but they aren't really the colors that I normally use in my regular journaling. So I just thought I'll just make a big collage, and that's what I did, which is pretty cool. Some of them have more themed. So like this, I'm making like a horror tag thing of things I buy, and this I love Dunkin' Donuts, so I'm going to put all of the little sticky things they put on the side of your drink when you get them, and I'm going to put them all over this page. I don't know if that's sad or exciting, but either way, I'm going to do that. So this one's pretty new, and it doesn't move quite as fast as some other journals, so it's really cool to kind of see it all come together. So yeah, that's what this one is. In a similar vein, this one's a little more traditional. This one is the lovely dot grid like I was talking about earlier that I thought I was in love with, but I actually really prefer grid paper. But this one is my shows and stuff journal, or like my media journal. It started out as just an anime journal. So at the very beginning, it's mostly a lot of anime, but as we get further in, I have more like video games and movies and things like that as well. Comic books. I've started this one and I haven't finished it yet. Scream, things like that. I think there's Moana, Luca, and then I have Gravity Falls in here somewhere. A watch list I did at one point. But yeah, I might do a flip through of this as well once I get a little further into it. Which really... Oh gosh, I'm about halfway through this thing already. I did not realize that. Well, I'll definitely do a flip through of this soon. This one is a bit interesting. This one is my work journal, which sounds really boring, but I work at a national park and I get to meet people from all over the world and all kinds of really cool characters. So it's really cool to kind of jot down some cool people that have cool stories or that are just really interesting, and so I like to keep a log of that, which unfortunately I just started this one not long ago. For a while I had a bunch of them wrote down on notebook paper, and now I can't remember where I put those or if I even still have those, which stinks because I've been here a year now and a lot of those are just gone. I do have ones like this. There was a little kid one day, and he drew this, and he was like, "Here, this is for you," and it made me really happy. So it's cool to have all that in one spot. Cool people to remember and things like that. So I want to take a minute to talk about these little notebooks. These little notebooks here, the one I have my little work journal in, these are like $1 at Walmart, and the paper is surprisingly really, really nice considering it's just $1 for how many sheets? 80 sheets. So this one I'm going to turn into a log where I put stories that my grandpa and my grandma tell me, because sometimes I'm just down at their house and my grandpa says something completely insane about something that happened in his past, and I want to be able to remember these things. Like one time when he was in the Navy, him and his buddies got so drunk in Naples that they were throwing up off the boat, and then he saw a whale come up the river in Heidelberg, Germany. So when he says things like that, I really want to remember them. So I got another little notebook just for that. So yeah. Now, we're down to the last two. So this is a little $4 sketchbook I found at Michael's. I don't have very much in it yet, but it's small enough that I can take it literally anywhere. And if I have a little idea that I want to turn into a big idea, then I can jot it down here so I don't forget it. This turned into stickers. This turned into stickers. Let me see. So I've got the Mothman stickers now, and I've got little bears that I drew. And sorry, my dog is really loud when he snores. Zeus, buddy. But that all came from this journal here, the sketchbook journal little thing, I guess. Same goes with this. This is just a tiny little sketch. But that turned into a logo for kind of like my art stuff. So just from that little sketch, I just thought about it at work and I whipped it out and I was like, I'm gonna jot this down and remember it so I can flesh it out later, which I did. And I was super happy with how it turned out. And finally, we have my big sketchbook. This one is pretty much brand new. I've barely drawn anything in it yet, but I plan to draw a lot in it. And I really like this one. I didn't know sketchbooks did this now, but you can pull the pages out and stick them back in without having to tear along the thing, which is very nice, because if I wanted to scan something or anything like that, then I can just pull it out and then stick it back in, because there's so many old sketchbooks I have where I ripped them out and then I had to tape them back in on the back. So this is all of my notebooks that I'm currently using right now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like any like in-depth tours or in-depth explanations or ideas for any of these at all, just let me know and I'll be happy to like talk about that or something. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I hope you take care of yourselves, and yeah, bye.